my last one throw at you. Try to go through this a little quick. I don't even know if we should do this, but I don't even know how we're gonna do it. But who is gonna be tough for sports overall? Not just basketball, not just NBA, but every single sport in this world. Yo, Mount Rushmore. So this is the GOAT of GOATs. Now I'm gonna throw a curveball at you, just a slight curveball at you. I think you have to have two separate lists when you talk about this. I think you have to have a team sport Mount Rushmore and then an individual sport Mount Rushmore because you can't compare the two.
Oh, okay. I'm actually kind of glad you said that because my mind was like,
yeah,
I was going through it.
Because I think you cannot compare the two because you can be like, oh, it's easy to do individual sport because it's all on you. You have to worry about nobody else messing you up. But then you go on the other end of it and be like, individual sports is easier because this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Like as a teammate, you don't have as much pressure on you, but the win and loss can be lost because of somebody else. But I have a bad night, I don't have to worry about it as much because I have somebody else. Whereas the individual sport is literally all on you, win, lose, or fall. You know what I mean? So it has this gift and this curse with each one. So you can't compare the two. Some people try to talk about how Serena Williams versus Tom Brady versus this person, that person. No, separate those two because it's two different discussions that you're having. And let's talk about individual sport versus team sport. So your team sport, Mount Rushmore. So there's basketball, football, baseball, hockey, lacrosse, whatever else you got, man. Who is on your Mount Rushmore when it comes to team sports?
All right, so team sports first. So on my Mount Rushmore for team sports, you got to throw Jordan on there. I feel like Jordan is the reason we even had the word GOAT. I feel like. Doesn't it feel like Jordan was like the first GOAT? Like,
yeah.
When people say, I feel like if you put the GOAT in a Google search, Michael Jordan will pop up. Like, I feel like he was the first GOAT in sports for some reason. Like, I'm sure, like, before Mike came along, people were saying Kareem, the best basketball player we ever seen, or Elgin Baylor, or Will Chamberlain. I'm sure they said that, but I feel like Mike was the first GOAT. You know what I'm saying? And so, got to throw Mike up there just for that purpose. So, after Mike, I'm going to say, I'm going to say LeBron. I can't lie. I'm going to say LeBron. So not only for his basketball achievements, but LeBron James I also feel like has been under the most scrutiny and the most pressure that we've ever given to any 18-year-old child all the way up until right now. LeBron James was the chosen one in high school, cover Sports Illustrated, the phenom, all that at 17, 18. And then came to the league, number one overall pick, drafted to his home state to play basketball, and never let them down. Like, did everything. He achieved he had the most pressure anybody's ever put on a 17 or 18-year-old, probably in the world of sports, ever, and lived up to his potential. Like, rose to the occasion. Never had any kind of scandal, got a family, a wife, beautiful children, all that. Everything. Like, I just feel like that cannot be ignored when we talk about that. And so for those reasons, also adding on to his basketball achievements, he got to be in there. After LeBron, I'm gonna go Tom Brady. Got to go Tom. How many championships you got now? 7? 7 championships?
I think like 7. Yeah, I think 7.
Yes, 7 championships. Been to the Super Bowl 10 times. It's just, man, you can't dominate football like that. Like, it's in my mind, you don't dominate football like that. And won championships in 2 different places. Not many people have done that. And won the year he went to Tampa Bay. Not too many. Like, it's just crazy. It's insane. Yeah. The dominance he had on football at the most important position. And to also start out not playing. Start out like his first 2 or 3 years in the league, something like that, was not playing at all. And the guy in front of him gets hurt. He gets a star spot. The rest is history. I feel like that can't be ignored as well.
I think he's making up for the first few years he wasn't playing right now.
All right. Like I feel like you can't ignore that stuff, man. Like, it's certain things that go into the GOAT conversation more than what you did for your sport. Like, the way you did it what added on to it, things like that. You got to look at everything in this situation we talking about. I feel like. So I got Mike, I got Brian, I got Tom, and in the last spot, I think I'm gonna go Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi or Lionel Messi. I used to play the FIFA games. They always called him Lionel because they like from England or something. So that's how I've been saying it ever since. But Lionel Messi for the Americans listening, which is probably all of y'all. But Lionel Messi that played in Barcelona. I hope I said that right. I hope I got the right team. Matter of fact, let me look that up because soccer fans can be crazy.
Be on your neck, boy.
Man, soccer fans can be crazy. But Leo Messi. Some people forgot. Some people call him Leo Messi. He like more championships than I can count. Literally in soccer, more championships than I can count. Like more trophies, more hardware than like it's really crazy because there's so many championships in soccer. It's so many different tournaments and championships and leagues and stuff that I can't really keep up with. And I'm not really trying to, but he got dozens of trophies and considered by many as the soccer GOAT. So I feel like when you a GOAT in something like soccer, he didn't play for Argentina national football team, currently play for Paris Saint-Germain. So tough, man. Oh, he played in Barcelona. Yeah. Before. So he started out in Barcelona. So I was right. So when you will go in something like soccer, I feel like that got to be respected because soccer plays other countries. Like you're not just playing like it ain't like here in the NBA like Philly play New York. You know what I'm saying? Like we all here, and I feel like it's okay to kind of say that because it's like well-known knowledge and like given that the NBA is the best of the best. Like that's a given, even in other countries. But Lionel Messi plays in a sport where they play other countries and other countries where soccer is the number one sport. Like Spain, Germany, England, France, soccer is it over there. It's big. So for him to be the GOAT in a sport where you play other countries every other week or whatever often they play, I feel like that's got to be respected as well. So the success that he's had can't be ignored either. So I got Mike, I got Bron, I got Brady, and I got Messi on my Mount Rushmore of team sports, of GOATs of team sports. Those are my four. So who you going with, bro? I'm kind of excited to hear this one too, actually.
All right. It might get a little ugly because my fourth spot is really unknown. So I'm not huge into other sports too. So somebody might get upset, but hey, part of my ignorance. I'm on basketball here. I'm sorry. So Jordan is my guy. Putting Jordan on that list. I got to go with you on Brady. From what I've heard from this next guy, I just feel like what he dominated and his level of like, I got to find another word besides dominated because what I've heard from he's done has just been crazy. But Wayne Gretzky, Wayne Gretzky's dominance on hockey was just wow. Like I think he's the GOAT of GOATs of hockey. Like I think he has records that nobody like. He has Kareem scoring record with John Stockton's assist record with another record. Like he has records on top of records on top of records. So I think Wayne Gretzky probably be number 3. I'm trying to think of a baseball guy just to touch other sports, but I don't. Barry Bonds is up there, but I feel like the steroids kind of disqualify him, and that hurt because that's the guy I like. When I was growing up, he was a name I always heard of for his greatness. So I want to throw a baseball guy in there just for some diversity, but I can't give you one. Probably won't say Willie Mays, but that's just me being biased. Jackie Robinson once again being biased, but I can't throw a baseball guy on there because I can't think of one. So part of my ignorance, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Messi too. just because, like you said, he's been dominant on that level. He's probably the GOAT of GOATs. Well, soccer is the number one sport in the world, and he's the number one guy of the number one sport in the whole world. It's tough to leave somebody off that list.
Mm-hmm.
You could go, some older guys back in the day, man, and, whatever, but this is more of our generational thing. But I feel like we're somewhat biased to people we've grown up and seen, but I just feel like Messi is the guy. You could go Ronaldo. I won't be mad at you, but I think I'm more of a Messi guy. He fits my personality and what I like. And once again, he's a winner. You know what I mean? He's dominant when it comes to every sport that we talk about. Every guy I have on my Mount Rushmore is a dominant, winning guy. Jordan might not have the most rings, but he's hands down the guy when it comes to dominance in basketball in that discussion. Tom Brady has been the most dominant guy, winning 7 rings and being on the top for so long to do what he's done. You could go Deion, and I'm not mad at that pick, Deion Sanders. That's another guy I love both.
I'm sorry, not to cut you off. Most people would call Jerry Rice the best football player of all time.
Yeah,
if it was going to go between Tom and him.
Yeah, he's on that list. Some people go Jerry Rice. Some people will say Deion. Some people might say another defensive player. I'm not mad at that. Whatever. Cool. But for me and what I've seen, didn't really see Jerry Rice. But I'm not mad at that pick, So Tom Brady's a guy for me personally. I've witnessed Tom Brady's greatness, so I have no problem throwing him on that list. And so Jordan, Brady, Gretzky, and Messi. That's my round out my list for team sport, Mount Rushmore, the GOAT of GOATs of team sport. So that's my 4. I don't even watch hockey like that, but it's just like anytime I hear of hockey, he's the one that comes up. Doesn't matter what generation, what level. It's just like Gretzky is the guy when it comes to hockey. So that's why I got him on my list.
So you said Mike, Brian, Gretzky, and Brady. That's what you said.
No, my bad. Jordan, Gretzky, Brady, and Messi.
Oh, so no LeBron.
Yeah.
I understand though.
It's tough, man. Like I love LeBron. Don't get me wrong, because I gave him his prize during the episode, so nobody tried to kill me. But I just feel like Jordan is. I think his efficient dominance is what kind of gets me to him more on that list.
That's an excellent word to use. Efficient dominance.
Yeah, I think LeBron is dominant. It's different types of dominance that we can talk about in another episode. It's 2 different types of dominance that we have to talk about. Because both of them are here when it comes to dominance. I'm not debating that at all. Where and how they dominated is where the debate can go for me. So I think Jordan had more of efficient dominance, when LeBron has more of a longevity dominance. Nobody's been as good as him for as long as he has been up there. He came in, crowned the chosen one. It took him 7 years to finally get his ring. Once he got up there, he stayed up there. So at that point, it's dominance, bro. Like, he's half of his career, he's been in the finals, bro. Like, think about that, man. Like, that's crazy. But Jordan, I think Jordan gets that nod for me for his efficient dominance. It's just like how, like, nobody was debating, was Jordan the guy in the night? Like, who is it, Jordan or somebody? No, it was Jordan. Year in, year out, Jordan was the one. Now, LeBron has had a couple of years here, people try to, get the throne to Giannis, get the throne to KD, get the throne to Steph, get the throne to Kawhi. Jordan won't have none of that, bro. So that's why he gets a slight nod for his efficient dominance, So, but once again, it's my opinion. It's just how I feel. So I might wake up tomorrow and be like, man, I think LeBron's longevity dominance might be a little bit more to me. It depends on what my flavor is. Some days I want chocolate candy. Some days I want sour candy. It's just what my taste buds is, man. So those are my 4, man. Jordan, Brady, Gretzky, Messi.
Hey, those are excellent picks, my guy. Like, definitely. Wayne Gretzky really the only hockey player whose name I've ever committed to memory up until PK Subban, who is the first great black hockey player I've ever seen. And, that's just a personal thing for me. And me and my father, we followed him for a good while. But PK Subban was the first hockey player in like recent history I didn't follow or kept up with, or I even remember.
Only
But Wayne Gretzky.
only people I know of is Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin. That's the only two people I know of from hockey. And they talked about being in a discussion too, but it's like Wayne Gretzky, and then where you put the next two. So them two kind of went back and forth. They were like the Kobe and Bron from my perspective of what hockey had for that run. So those are the only three I really know of. I heard of black hockey players, which I'm all for y'all doing y'all thing, but Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin were the only other two that I can commit to memory besides Gretzky. So once again, part of my ignorance. That's all I know of. But Gretzky's the GOAT for me.
Hey, I understand. But so now we're moving on to individual sport GOATs, right?
Oh man, this is even tougher.
It's gonna be even tougher, dog. We can't. Hey, no more Mike to give us a chosen. Like Mike kind of like a given.
Yeah, Mike kind of like, okay, pick your next three. Who else you got besides Mike? So, whew.
Okay. So
you want to go first?
Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
Dang, man, I'm trying to. All right.
No, my fault. Hey, if you want me, I can go.
I probably got like 6. So I give me a minute to like narrow my list down. So I don't know.
Cool.
Ooh.
I got you. So first on my list, gotta go with the whole team. Give me Serena Williams.
That's
Serena Williams.
Off top.
Top.
I think she's like the match. She's replacing Mike for what we just had.
As I give it.
Yeah. I give it. Like, all right, let's go ahead.
So Serena and 3 other people.
Yeah.
Best tennis player ever. Most dominant. 3 or 4 Grand Slams, which means she won the 4 biggest tennis championships in the world in the same year.
Mm-hmm.
Like more than anybody else, So Serena out the gate. We all know.
Hands down. Next.
I think I gotta go with Michael Phelps.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Phelps, greatest swimmer of all time, 28 Olympic medals, 23 gold, 3 silver, 2 bronze. So gotta go Michael Phelps. 23 gold medals, like the GOAT of swimming. So
yeah.
And it's not close. So I feel like I gotta go Michael Phelps. That the only swimmer whose name you know. Let's just be real. Like yeah. I feel like that speaks for itself. In a sport where like we don't know nobody's name, we just kind of watch because it's the Olympics. We knew Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
And so I think that speaks for itself. So Michael Phelps in there for me. Mm-hmm. Then I think I gotta go Usain Bolt. Mm-hmm. The best sprinter of all time. World records in sprinting. Like, we all know Usain Bolt. The only sprinter whose name you know.
Yeah.
So gotta give him that. I feel like that's he gotta be on there. He done earned that one too. Now the 4th spot kind of tough, as you know, I'm sure.
I do.
That 4th spot tough. And I'm really torn between Floyd Mayweather, 50-0 boxer, torn between him. Part of me wants to say Tiger Woods. We all know Tiger, dominated golf for a long period of time till he started going on his decline and got hurt and his back is hurting and things like that. And there's somebody else I was thinking about. I was thinking a little bit about Muhammad Ali. I just love Muhammad Ali, just to be real. Like, I'm a little biased towards him. So I have a lot of love and respect and admiration for Muhammad Ali. But I think I gotta go with Tiger Woods in all actuality. Like, I feel like Tiger Woods probably the only golfer whose name you know, other than maybe Phil Mickelson, But I feel like Tiger Woods, and I'm gonna go ahead and be real with y'all. This is gonna be honesty hour for me on the BeBall Jones podcast. It's because he black. Sorry, like a black golfer made golfing important to Black people. Only reason Black people know anything about golf. The only reason. Let's just be real. Like, for the majority of Black people, Tiger Woods is the only reason we know anything about golf. It's just not our thing. Like, there's no golf in our neighborhoods. There's a basketball goal in our neighborhoods for most of us. For most Black people listening to this, if not right now, you grew up somewhere where a basketball court was in walking distance. Not a golf course. Like, it just wasn't us. That's not our thing. And so I feel like that deserves some credit. Like, he made his sport relevant to an entire community of people. Same thing can be said for Serena Williams in tennis. I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie they have about her father.
King Richard.
King Richard, thank you. I was going to say King George or something like that. I'm glad you jumped in.
Thank England boy.
Right. King Richard, the movie about her father. You see the impact they had as children. Not just for Black women, not just for Black people, but for women in general, little girls who want to play tennis. She inspired little girls, she inspired little Black girls, she inspired Black children about tennis. So her relevance belonged to an entire community of people. Same thing can be said for Tiger. He made golf relevant to our race, an entire community. And he dominated in it. Like, it was like Tiger Woods showed up, it was like, all right, who's gonna come in second type stuff. That's how big it was. Like, and I put a lot of respect on that. Of course I'm a little biased, but y'all take that over with your mama, because I ain't even argue. Take that up with your mama. I ain't gonna listen to it. I got all the love and respect for Tiger. I don't care about his past. I don't care about how he declined. Nothing. When we talking about sports, I feel like he got to be in that conversation for the GOAT of GOATs in his respective sport. So that's just me. So my Mount Rushmore: Serena Williams, Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt, Tiger Woods. I think that's a great list in my opinion. Yeah. Like, I feel like that when we talk about GOATs in individual sports, I feel like it ain't gonna get much better than that. I mean, you can try, but I feel like that list is just, it's crazy. Like, I left off a 50-0 boxer. Like, it's like, man, what can you say? But anyway, you go ahead, brother. Your turn.
All right. So, of course, Serena, we already said that's a given.
That's a given.
For me, I think Tiger isn't a debatable. Just like you said, for me personally, the reason why he's like, for me, he's like the Mike. Like, okay, Serena, Tiger, and who else next? For me personally, because Tiger, once again, golf is irrelevant in the Black community, like you just said. So I ain't finna, beat a dead horse when you just killed it. You feel me? So, of course, Tiger means so much to the Black community. We're talking strictly on the sport. We're not talking about his off the field, outside of sports things. Strictly what he's done with the golf club in his hands. Just that. So, as far as that goes, his level of dominance, like you said, it was the mindset of if Tiger's in this event, all right, which one of y'all showing up for second? Like Larry Bird did with 3-point contest. Like, hey, boys, I'm here. So I just want to know which one of y'all going for second. So what's up with him? Like, all right, cool. Nice. His dominance was just otherworldly. Serena, GOAT of GOATs of GOATs. So that's my top two or first two. So now for me personally, when you're talking about the level of relevance to a sport, two things come to mind, right? Like I said with Wayne Gretzky, like we don't know too many hockey players, but when you think of hockey, you know of Wayne Gretzky. Nice. When you think of basketball, you think of Jordan, LeBron, Kobe. You think of football, you think of those people. When you think of swimming, one name comes to mind: Michael Phelps. That's why he's the third person on my Mount Rushmore. Once again, all Olympic gold medals, everything, And I think when you get to a point where when you almost transcend your sport, you're a GOAT. So you see Michael Phelps on so much other things for a long period of time too. It wasn't just him, he got Subway commercials and he getting interviewed and stuff. And this is after he's retired. So it ain't just during his sport. I'm talking about after his retirement. He still seeing him pop it up and stuff. Like people still know who Michael Phelps are. People still know who he is right now. That says something. So he's there. Now I could go gymnastics, with a couple young ladies that done their thing there. But I won't. That's my honorable mention. That's the list. But this last spot comes down to, for me personally, Usain Bolt, Mike Tyson. That's
Mike.
That's tough, bro. Like his level of dominance, when I'm talking about like cold, like he was like booming you out. What's next? So
you're right, though. You're right, Mike. Dominance in boxing, like that's true dominance. Like you can't beat me, dominance. Like
that's why it's just tough, man. Like he almost get that same dominance of like I'm showing who's fighting Mike. Put my money on Mike. That's the level of dominance he gave when it came to boxing for that run he had. Like now, not to say he's like he doesn't have that dominance like we said with Serena, Tiger, and Phelps, but he hasn't boxed in forever, bro. But he's still so relevant to nowadays when it comes to boxing and stuff outside of boxing. Now, granted, some of his reason he is relevant is stuff outside of boxing, but most of that comes from boxing, So it's tough, man. Like it's real tough. I'm really struggling to pull between Usain and Tyson. Because Usain, once again, like he made we all like track. I think most general Americans like watch track. It's pretty exciting. But Usain dominated and he made it to where he's so relevant outside of it. And he hasn't ran a race in years, but we still talking about him. We still know about him. He's very relevant. It's tough, bro. Like this is, I think this might be tougher than the basketball one for me, man. Because, man, it's right up there with. I think those are the top two ones I struggle with. I think for diversity's sake, I'm gonna go with Tyson just to have something a little different from you. But honestly, man, I could go either way really easily.
I feel it.
Like this is really. I think this might be the hardest one. It was really a coin flip. Like Usain Bolt, all right, cool. Tyson, cool. Just because even though his dominance wasn't as long, he was nasty, bro. Like cold with it. So, I'm gonna go Tyson, bro. I'm gonna go Tyson. Like Iron Fist, man. Like when you got people rapping with you with your name in the song, like Michael, you said Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, Game 6, like, and then Kanye threw another one like Michael Phelps. And he threw Michael Phelps in there too later on with another song. Like, I gotta go Tyson, bro. So Serena, Tiger, Phelps, Tyson. Those are my 4 of the overall sport, the GOAT of GOATs of individual sports, Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Hey, it's a great list, dog. I personally would have threw Floyd in over Mike, solely because of the 50-0 thing. But I understand Mike because when we talk about dominance and then in the sport that they playing, he was the true definition of dominant. Like, wow, knock somebody out. We say hit him in the mouth in basketball. He was hitting people in the mouth. So I understand why you said him. I think personally, I probably would have went with Floyd. Probably with Mike and Muhammad Ali. You could, I feel like you could flip a coin with them too, depending on what you care about the most. But Muhammad kind of got it's a personal thing for me and Muhammad Ali. I'm just biased. I just actually like Muhammad Ali and what he stood for. Yeah. So, I could have went either way with them too. But definitely respect your list. And I'm sorry that we definitely could have thrown Gabby Douglas in there in honorable mentions. Maybe we should have did it that way. It's like, let me get your 4 and then throw some honorable mentions in there. But we kind of ended up doing that anyway. But
yeah. No disrespect to any other sports or anything else, but it's just what we came up with. Once again, it's our opinions, it's our thoughts. And once again, I'm not a sports connoisseur. I don't know everything about every sport. This is the BeBall Jones podcast about basketball. But I watched a lot of ESPN growing up. I did watch some Olympics and stuff growing up. So I have some level of awareness of Gabby Douglas and Michael Phelps and Phil Mickelson and Arnold Palmer. And I know I have thoughts of other people, but for me personally, this is my GOATs and this is my Mount Rushmores, and
They are our GOATs.
This is our list. You feel me? So, man, I think if we put our list up against like other people's lists, I feel like, you know, it's real debatable, man. Like I feel like my individual sport list is really debatable against yours. You know what I mean? I feel like because really only one or two people we had to change, you know. So it's like, you know, ain't that big of a difference. But this is a tough list, bro. Like so
tough debate.
Yeah, man. It took a lot of thoughts, man. You have to weigh stuff out, but pretty much, man, I think making a top 4 might be harder than making a top 3 sometimes. Like a Mount Rushmore, because I think sometimes the top 3 is pretty easy and clear, but then when you go 4, you have to count off a number 5. Because I think top 5s are pretty easy. I think top 3s are pretty easy, because when you go that 4, it's a iffy, because it's like, do I go Usain Bolt or do I go Tyson? Do I go Brady or do I go Jordan? Do I go this or do I go that? Do I go Kobe or do I go Kareem? It's like, I think top 3s are a little bit easier. I think top 5s are a little bit easier. Maybe because we're programmed for that. I don't know why. But I think Mount Rushmore's is a little bit tougher, just because it's like, dang, man, I got my top 3 easy, but the next one is just like, I could go here, I could go here. I think Mount Rushmore is a little bit tougher conversation to have, but it's a good conversation that, you know, like we just did. We brought to light certain people that might not have brought to light in their, you know, field as much. Like Gary Douglas might not get talked about enough. Isaiah Thomas might not get talked about enough. Kareem might not get talked about enough. So I feel like this is a good conversation to have, of just, you know, a diversity of sports conversation to have. So I like our list, man. I feel like we got some real solid list together.
Yeah, same. Like, it's hard, man. And like, for the people listening, please, like, this is one of the few times, like, I really like would want y'all to comment. Like, I mean, I want y'all to comment all the time. Like, I'm never opposed to it, but this is one of the times it's like, please, if you listen, go in the comments, tell us who we might have missed or who we didn't think about. Because I would very much like, I would like to see this one. Like I ain't, you feel, don't get in there talking about how dare you do this and leave her off and leave so-and-so off. Like, don't do that. Just be like, y'all forgot about so-and-so. If y'all feel like I forgot about anybody or didn't mention anybody, like, please go say something. Because I would like to know, like, who deserves to be in these lists or deserves to be in the talks about being in the list, if anything. Like, nothing else. Like, so just give us some suggestions or somebody you think deserves to be mentioned right now that we did not mention. Because I would like to know who y'all think are GOATs in their respective sports or anything like that. So, yeah,
we ain't sit down and do like a deep dive or looked at every single sport and just like did deep. No, it's just like, hey, bro, what you think about this? Oh, okay, I think these 4. What you think about this? Okay, these 4. It's really spur of the moment type joint. So we ain't like sit down and like Google every baseball play we could think of and like, no, bro. It's just, so there's a good chance we forgot people, you know. So
yeah, for sure.
Is it what it is?
But yeah, man, y'all let us know about that, man. When y'all listen to this, when y'all hear this, so keep us straight. You know, we just having a little barbershop talk. That's all. And, you know, there's always somebody in the barbershop that really don't know what they're talking about. So, hopefully that ain't. But you know, y'all. You know, keep us straight on that, man. But you got anything else for the people that you want to let them know?
I gotta just piggyback on that, man. Please comment. Like I said, I would love for y'all to comment on every single one, because we all might have a discussion. That's all we have, right? Is a discussion between a trainer and a basketball player, man. Between 2 cousins, bro. That's really all it is. Just a good conversation. We'd love to have other people included in this, man, because we don't have the perfect perspective. We just, you know, we might be blinded from just our perspective of our generation. If you notice, pretty much everybody on this, we seen play. 9% of people we only seen play. So somebody might be like, Ali was the greatest because of this, that, and the third. Oh man, I did not know that. I didn't watch Ali, so I wasn't aware of this. Or not Tyson. Frazier was the GOAT because of this. Thank you, man. I feel enlightened. So I don't feel no type of way about you inserting somebody we forgot or honorable mention, whatever. So please comment, bro. Like, I have no problem, you know, having a discussion about why you feel like this person should be on the list. So just comment. I think this would be a really good discussion just to have, you know, outside the podcast too, in the comment section. So just comment and part of our ignorance is we just, messed up some. We don't know all the stats and numbers of every single thing. So just comment, show us some love. Don't be too crazy on it. Show us some grace. That's it, man.
Yeah, man. So what he said, but that's enough for that'll do it for another episode of the BeBall Jones podcast. Thank y'all for listening. Be sure to follow Brian on all social medias at BeBall Jones. That's BeBall Jones on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at NellyH34 and on Instagram at Nelson.Haskett. And then just my name on Facebook if y'all want to find me. But once again, we thank y'all for listening. We appreciate y'all. Be sure to like and subscribe, share this with a friend, and start y'all own little conversation, y'all own little debate. And like we said, comment, man. Let us know what y'all think, who we think left off, or what we should have said or should have mentioned. We don't know everything. Y'all do, that's how y'all act. So y'all just let us know in the comments, man. And we be looking. So but without further ado, man, that's it for another episode. And be sure to check us out next week. We appreciate y'all, and we out.